Just one day to GOP fight night. The stage is set as candidates prepare to duke it out for the last time before the Iowa caucus, all except for Donald Trump. The GOP frontrunner says he won't be attending, but Senator Rand Paul says that's a win for him. The Republican presidential candidate joins me now. Senator, thanks for joining us. What do you think about Donald Trump's stance? Yeah, I guess he's afraid of Megyn Kelly. Do you blame him?
Well, you know, Megyn Kelly is formidable. She's a tough interviewer, and I've been on her show many times. You don't go on her show without being prepared, and I guess maybe he is afraid of Megyn Kelly. But I think he's also really afraid that the more he's exposed, the more people might know that he's not really a conservative. I mean, this is a guy that gave money to the Clintons, gave money to Harry Reid, supports eminent domain abuse, taking private property, the government taking private property and giving it to him for a casino. He supported the bank bailouts, single-payer health care system, you name it. Most issues of the day, he's been a progressive Democrat most of his life, and so I suspect he's not really conservative at all.
What do you do to stand out in a debate like this? I mean, now he's not here to sort of suck the air out of the room. It gives the other candidates a better opportunity to sort of dominate and make their way. What do you do to stand out?
You know, I think my voice is unique on the stage, and that I think the government has gone way too far in collecting all our private information, our phone records, our credit card information. I'm also alone on the stage and thinking the government's gone too far in putting teenagers in jail for marijuana and minor offenses. I'm also alone on the stage and saying, you know what? I think that our military interventions in the Middle East have often backfired and led to unintended consequences. I frankly think that toppling Gaddafi led to chaos in Libya and the rise of radical Islam. And frankly, I think the same will happen in Syria if we try to topple Assad. So I think I have a unique voice, and I don't have too much trouble separating myself out, but we are glad to be part of the debate.
Yeah, Senator, I mean, you made it back onto the main stage this time because you have had a recent surge in the polls in Iowa, now in 5th place, tied with Jeb Bush. ABC announcing, though, when they do the next debate, that they're going to do away with the undercard debate. And they're just going to set the polls in their parameters for the main stage and not have that undercard. What do you think about that?
You know, I think by the time we get to the next debate, we'll have had some voting. And I think voting does separate out some things, and nobody can predict the future. I do think, though, that the voting is going to turn out differently than the polling, and that we need to be wary of basing all of our decision on polling. You know, in Kentucky, about a month ago, we had a governor's race, and the polls with 1 week to go in a two-person race were off about 13 points. So I think we need to be very wary of putting all of our eggs in a basket just with polling, because I think there are other things. For example, in Iowa, my team has made 800,000 phone calls.
If I could just interrupt you for one moment, I mean, one of the things that they're going to do is take the top 3 finishers in the Iowa caucus and the top 6 according to polling done in New Hampshire. So they're going to put those two things together. How will you feel if you don't make the debate?
Well, we'll cross that bridge, obviously, when we get there, but we've been doing much better. And what I was saying is that in Iowa, you know, we've made 800,000 phone calls. We have 1,000 precinct chairs. So we think we're doing very well. But I think it would be a mistake not to include people that scored to include people that didn't score well in the actual voting would be a huge mistake.
Yeah. I think we're all ready to see some voting at this point, see how it really turns out. There's been a lot of build-up. Let's vote on something. Let's do it already.
Absolutely.
Senator Paul, thank you so much for coming on. Always a pleasure. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.